Hey guys, Emily V here for an update video. Pretty important update video. If you guys have been following along, it has been exactly 4 weeks as of the date of this video being recorded since I have had my gender affirmation surgery with Dr. Brassard in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I happen to live in Canada already, so maybe not as big of a deal. I know a lot of people travel to Dr. Brassard from out of country. For me, it was just an out of province trip. So it's been 4 weeks since that happened now. And I've been home for a while now, continuing my recovery, and I've tried to keep you guys updated, but it's been a milestone now. It's a month. It's a month, right? So it's kind of a big deal. So thought I would give you guys my updates on how my recovery is going. It's still very painful at this point, 4 weeks after the surgery. I'm still using Tylenol every day, like 2 pills 4 times a day or so, as needed, and as needed is every day. I haven't gotten a break from that yet. Same for, Advil every 6 hours, still on that all the time. And I was given a prescription for a more powerful narcotic painkiller that shall not be named. Once I left the recovery home, and I was given that prescription to take back with me and continue until the pain becomes more manageable, and I'm still on that as well. And that's mainly for the dilations at this point. That's the most painful part of my everyday life, is the 4 dilations a day, which will actually change down to 3 dilations a day pretty soon. That's one of the benefits of moving forward in the recovery, is that as you go on, the aftercare becomes less and less over time. It's just really slow to get there. Yeah, the dilations are really, they haven't gotten better yet. In fact, I have a lot of difficulty with them, and you will be able to refer to my video on dilations when and if it has been created, but I will talk a lot more in detail on what is involved with dilating there. But there's 4 different sizes of dilators technically, and I am supposed to be on number 3 and number 4, which is the largest and second largest, but instead I'm on the second smallest, number 2, because I'm having so much problems with dilating. It's very painful. It's not pleasant, but I'm hoping to make progress with that as my recovery continues. So aside from that, the other painful thing is walking. I didn't mention that first because, you choose how much you're gonna walk, like if you're gonna go out today or if you're gonna stay home and rest in bed kind of thing. So that's more of an optional pain for the most part. But when I do choose to go out for a walk, if it's any longer than like 10-15 minutes, then it is very incredibly painful, and it lasts for like hours afterwards. There's like soreness, and like if you have to do a dilation after a walk, it's like forget about it. Like it's incredibly difficult and horrifically painful. So there's that, and keep in mind that everyone's recovery is different, and if that's happening with me, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's happening with everyone else, and other people have worse recoveries or better recoveries, and everyone's immune system's different. It's a whole thing. So keep that in mind if you're going through, have gone through, or are going to go through something similar yourself. So that's me, still resting a lot, still at home for the most part, recovering, and I have a lot of help with like all of my daily responsibilities, like making meals or washing dishes or taking out the trash. I have 2 partners who are helping me out with that quite a bit, and that's good examples of things that you're not allowed to do after the surgery, is like washing dishes or taking out the trash. You're not allowed to do that, and even if you can physically handle it, it's not good for you it can just make things worse during your recovery. So there's a lot of limitations. You're pretty much just stuck at home in bed resting. so it's kind of boring. There's a lot of time to fill. But aside from all this stuff, like the pain and, the boringness and all that, it's actually going well. I'm not having any major complications or side effects or big problems. My surgery went really well. I'm healing really well. There's nothing to be too upset about. So just keep in mind this is just me, and I'll continue to give you guys all of my updates, as well as in-depth videos regarding the actual processes of some of how these things work, like the dilations especially is going to be its own separate video. And if you want like actual day-to-day updates on how I'm doing, I have a YouCaring page at youcaring.com/Emily and the letter V. That's youcaring.com/EmilyV, where I post like a written chronicle of like every day you can see from the very beginning, from when I had the surgery to my days in the hospital, my days in the recovery home. Every little detail you can find chronicled there. So that's a cool thing if you're interested in that. And I'm also still raising money there for the aftercare expenses, which is significant. We'll talk about all the things that you need for aftercare in a separate video as well. There's a lot of supplies, and it's like no matter how much you try and accommodate for how much you're gonna need of all these things, you're gonna need like 10 times more than that. So we'll talk about a lot of things, but just wanted to keep this video to how I'm feeling right now, 4 weeks after. And there's not a lot to report because I haven't had complications. Everything's okay, and guys, it's not that bad. It's nothing to be too scared about. I mean, it's okay. It's just slow, boring, and pain in the butt. Well, not the butt, but you know what I mean. See you guys soon.